Welcome back to another episode of the Course Creation Incubator podcast. I'm your host, Gina Onativia, here to inspire you, to drive you to work on your online course-based business because I want you to get your course done and out to market. There's nothing more that I want than for you to have the benefits of what an online course can bring you and your life. And if I sound more relaxed today, it's because I just got back from a 7-day cruise with my family and my in-laws. Now, relaxed might not be the exact word I would use. Now, I have to be honest, I am not a cruising person, and I wouldn't call us a cruising family. But my husband, Alex, his family loves to cruise. So a year ago, they reached out and said, let's get the whole family together for a week-long cruise to the Caribbean. And Al's family mainly lives in Miami, so it's a win-win for them. So we went to St. Martin's and St. Thomas and the Dominican Republic. And if you cruise, I know you want to know the ports, right? So there were definitely some highlights. I got to spend a ton of time with Alex and my son Tristan. We played ping pong on the top deck and we soaked up the sun. Tristan might have won the tournament for kids, made it to the finals for the tournament for everyone. One 17-year-old called him the sorcerer because he was so good for his age. And really the best part of it, other than hanging out with the fam, is that I didn't think about work for a solid week. My team had it. I have an incredible team, and they were on top of everything. And I also have amazing students and clients. So it allowed my brain to rest and to really recover. And I did have ideas, I gotta say. I had grand ideas of batching my podcast, of brainstorming different topics and coming up with brilliant ideas for my business. And I did none of it. And I'll be honest, my team's probably thankful that I didn't come back after 7 days and just brainstorm and dump a few ideas on them. So the resting was good. It allowed me to come back with a new enthusiasm, a new excitement. So if you're feeling a little burnt out or like you need a break, you don't need to go on a 7-day cruise to the Caribbean to get that break. Maybe you need to walk away for 3 or 4 days. Maybe you're building your landing page or your sales page, or you listened to last week's episode with Sal and you want to make some tweaks to your sales page, but maybe you're feeling a little stuck. Take a break. Walk away. Walk away for a week. Focus on other aspects. The cool thing about being a course creator is there's so many aspects of what we can do. You can focus on building your course, writing your content, marketing, working on your sales strategy. So take a break from whatever you're stuck on and then come back to it. I promise if you take that break, you will be better for it. And it made me think of a student that I was talking to. This was the other day, and she started her podcast about a year ago, and she's feeling burnt out about it. She's releasing it every week. And she said to me, I have to find the joy again out of podcasting. And I said, well, take a week off. Just walk away, right? Take a little bit of time. And then you might find a new approach. Maybe you're going to start inviting guests. Maybe you're going to do coaching podcasts. But when you have that time away, it gives you that time to regroup. And that's the great thing about owning your business. One of the amazing things, right? So one of the amazing things is I could take that time away and my team had it. Another one is you get to make the rules. Sometimes I think we tend to be too hard on ourselves and make ourselves think like, oh, I should be doing this. I need to be recording my podcast every Wednesday, or I need to be doing my course scripting every day at 8 a.m. Like there are no rules, or rules were meant to be broken as entrepreneurs. So break them and do what really works for you. And I thought since I'm back that I would talk about something that the team and I have been working on for the last 6 months or so. And it's been our Tripwire, our online course jumpstart. So, and I've been talking about that on this podcast in terms of if you're wondering if you have the right start to your course and you're asking the right questions, this online course jumpstart will help you with that. I'll link to it in the show notes. So I thought, let's talk about if you should be doing a Tripwire. Now, let me define a Tripwire. Let me take a step back. It's a low-priced, next step valuable offer. So they've downloaded your freebie and you're giving them the next step to help them on their journey. Low price point is key here, okay? So $10 to $30, that's where tripwires are usually priced at. And the format can vary. It can differ, okay? You can have a bonus training, like an evergreen webinar or class with some handouts and templates. You can have a guide or a workbook to walk them through a process. The idea is it's the next stepping stone on their journey from that freebie, from the free offer. Now, there's a few reasons why it's an effective marketing strategy, and you're seeing a lot of people employ the Tripwire. So reason number one is to get your potential students to put down their credit cards. So many people are just window shopping these days. I know you've seen them. Folks who are opting into your free stuff and then maybe opting out once you make an offer, or they're just not interested in buying. So this helps you get them to make that point of purchase, right? To make that decision, but it's under $30, so it's not a huge decision. Now, another reason why I love this Tripwire strategy is you get the good email, because so many times you've got that junk email or that throwaway email, and we all have them, that we use for list building, that we use to get our freebies. But when you get a Tripwire sale, you know you're getting the good email that they actually check because they've just bought something and they want to access it. From a business standpoint, here's another great reason to have a Tripwire. You can view having this as something to cover the cost of some of your other investments, such as you running ads or some of the tools or software technology you're using. So it's not a money maker. Just want to make that clear. You want to break even on your Tripwire, but it's a strong way to bring in aligned leads for your business and help offset some of your business expenses. So another great reason to have a Tripwire is it's a gateway to get to know you without having the pressure of putting down money for, say, a $500 course, or even, like a $300 course. So if they're putting down $17, $27, $30 on something that you've created, that's an easy decision, like I said a minute ago. And I think we've all been through that, right? When we're looking at other courses. For example, I was looking at this skincare expert, and her first price point was, I think, around $500. And I was saying to myself, well, I can Google a lot of this. So I didn't quite see the value of what she could bring me for $500, because I'm getting a lot of information off the web, right? So, or I can order sample products of other things. I ended up ordering this really great skincare line, and they had a sample set that was very affordable. That was like their Tripwire, right? So you can have a Tripwire for physical products as well. So I would love for this woman, she's a doctor, to have, say, a $30 price point, or heck, she can go even higher, like a $40 or even a $50 introductory offer. So now she's breaking a little bit of the rules of the Tripwire that I just mentioned. But I want to see the value of what she has to offer, and I could do that with this $40 Tripwire. It's a micro commitment that can lead to the bigger commitment. I'm willing to bet that if I saw what she had to offer for $40 or $30, I'd want to commit to more. Another reason why Tripwires are such a great part of your business is that it can be a powerful part of your funnel. So someone comes in for your opt-in, free, then they buy your Tripwire, low price, and then they buy into your bigger course. It's a nice little funnel. So I mentioned we have the online course Jumpstart, which is a way for you. It's a video series to help you know that you're starting with confidence when it comes to building and selling your online course. It's really like a best-selling blueprint, and it's exactly like it sounds. It's a Jumpstart. It's $27, and it's a great gateway for those who aren't quite sure if they have a great idea that's going to convert in terms of their course. And they might not be ready for my 6-week accelerator, but it gets them ready for the 6-week accelerator because it helps them build that confidence that, okay, yes, I am on the right track. And once they know that, they're potentially ready to take my 6-week accelerator, which gives you everything you need to build out a course and promote it and sell it in 6 weeks. And I'm really excited, by the way, about the accelerator and the evolution of what we're seeing. We've decided to add a really robust community to our accelerator offer. And we're going to start doing these accelerator monthly calls where we can workshop through any challenges you might be seeing with your course creation or your marketing, and really work through next steps for you so you're making confident decisions. I'll link to the accelerator in the show notes as well, so you can check out those new bonuses that come along with it. So with the Jumpstart, with that Tripwire, my Tripwire, you can validate your idea and make sure you have the right elements in place to then take the 6-week accelerator to know that you're ready. So what I'd like to do in this episode is workshop 3 questions to know if a Tripwire is a great strategy for you. Now, I want you to note, if you're listening right now, this is an advanced strategy. If you are still working on your first course, get that done first so you have something to sell into from the Tripwire. And I'll explain more why I want you to do that in a minute. Now, for some of you, you're going to bank this episode for the future. Totally great. Question number 1. Do you have that other course to sell into? Do you have the end game in mind? I want to make sure you have that $300 or even $197 or $500 course that you're going to sell into from the Tripwire. Because the best strategy is to have another course or program or offering set up directly after the Tripwire. Because you're probably going to break even, like I said, with the Tripwire. You might even lose a little bit of money, and that's okay. The Tripwire's outcome, again, is not to make you money. It's to attract leads to sell into the next step with you. So I want to make sure you have that next step ready to go for folks to buy into. So you want that course ready to go also so you can give them the additional support once they're ready. Because they're going to digest that Tripwire in a quick way, right? It's a simple course or simple offering with the Tripwire, and they're going to be hungry for more, and you want that ready to go. So I want to make sure you have that next step in place so you're seeing the ROI for your business. All right, number 2, the second question to know if this is a good strategy for you. Are you clear on what needs to happen before they buy into that next step, into that next program with you? So for my Tripwire, like I mentioned with the online course Jumpstart, I know folks want to validate their idea. Because one of the biggest questions I get every time is this going to make me money, Gina? Is this going to convert? Do you think this is a great course idea? And with the online course Jumpstart, you get those questions. You get the questions to ask to know if it's the right idea for you. So I want to make sure you're asking the right questions for your next step. So let's go back to another example. Let's go back to that skincare expert that I mentioned earlier. So if her course is $500, and let's say it's a comprehensive rosacea course, then maybe the Tripwire, because she doesn't have it yet, right, could dig into some of the core problems or the symptoms of inside your gut that can lead into rosacea. Now, she's not going to solve it for me at that price point, right? She's not going to reveal all of her secrets, but she's going to show me enough that I'm hungry for more and I'm hungry for that $500 course. So that's the next step. Okay. So question 1, do you have the course that you want to sell into? It doesn't have to be a course. It could be a program. It could be group coaching, whatever it is, it's ready to go. Question 2, do you know what that step is before that course that you need your person to get there? That's what your Tripwire is going to be about. That's the essence of what you want to teach. Let's brainstorm some other questions as part of this real quick. What needs to happen from your freebie to buying your course? Like, what's that mid step that becomes your Tripwire? 2, do they need some kind of knowledge or training to get there? 3, is it a mindset shift that they need to go from your freebie to your mid-point course or your higher point course? Write that down to brainstorm what your Tripwire idea could be. The third and final question I would ask, do you have the mechanisms or the system set up in place to support a Tripwire? Because I want it to be an evergreen effort for you. This is not a live launching thing when it comes to a Tripwire. I want to make sure you have all the pieces in place and the infrastructure to do that. So we use lead pages to have you opt in. Then from there, we nurture you with active campaign. Then we send you to a sales page for the Tripwire that's in lead pages again, which then goes to Thrivecart for you to purchase the Tripwire. I'll list all those pieces in the show notes. You don't have to have those exact pieces of software, but I want to make sure you have that set up for yourself. And it does take a little time to set up to make sure all those pieces are connected, but the goal is that it works for you for a long time to come. And by the way, as part of the systems that you have set up, you have a few touch points. You have the thank you page on any freebies you offer. Then you bring it up in emails in your nurture sequence. If they miss it on your thank you page, they have a second chance to buy. So think through those systems and think through those 3 questions. And again, if you're not ready yet, this can be a strategy that you pull out of your pocket later on. Okay, 2 things to leave you with. If you have 1 and 2 answered and you're not quite sure how to set up or optimize, you might be a great fit for our lead gen machine package. You can message me at hello@coursecreationboutique.com if you're interested in one of our 3-month packages. Oh, and if you're interested in checking out that Tripwire, I'll link to that, the online course Jumpstart, in the show notes as well. All right, if I've impacted you in some way, I'd love for you to leave me a review and let me know that you've done it. And subscribe so you don't miss one great workshop episode. Until next week, go create, be you and be brilliant, and get it done.